Welcome back, Sports Nation and my champions. This is Eric from CSN, and today we're shifting our fantasy focus to the Chicago Bears. We're going to start on the offensive side of the ball. We're going to start with the current starting quarterback, and that's the Red Rifle Andy Dalton, who came over in free agency from the Dallas Cowboys, where he finished as QB 30, taking over for an injured Dak Prescott. He ended up with a little over 2,100 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Now, if you were to extrapolate that into a full 16-game season, that would have put him at about QB 21. He's currently either being drafted late or not at all, and I can totally understand that. I would really stay away from him for a number of reasons. Number one, he took over a much more prolific offensive team in Dallas Cowboys and didn't really do a whole lot with them. And number two, more importantly, they drafted Justin Fields out of Ohio State in the first round. And at some point, he's going to take over. So obviously, he's just a veteran placeholder, I think, until Fields can feel his way around this offense and take over. And the next guy I want to talk about is David Montgomery. They're starting running back. He ended up as running back 4 last year, finished with a total of 1,070 yards, 8 touchdowns, including a little over 400 receiving yards and 2 receiving touchdowns. He's currently being drafted at the end of the 4th round as running back 21, and I think this is pretty good value for him. Now, do I think he's going to end up in the top 5 as running backs? No, I don't. But he could definitely fit into that low end running back 1 level there around that 12. So getting him at the late 4th round as the 21st running back taken, I think is extreme value for him. Not only that, his backup Tariq Cohen had a knee injury, and there is word that he might not even be ready for this season. Cohen did not participate in the mandatory minicamp, and there's reports that that knee is still stiff and he can hardly walk around with it. So I would draft Montgomery with confidence here. I think at least he's going to give you some solid numbers in the beginning, maybe taper off a little bit, but logically the second running back you're going to be taking in your draft, I still would take that late in the 4th round. And the next guy I want to talk about is Allen Robinson, their wide receiver 1. He finished as wide receiver 9 in fantasy with 102 catches, 1,250, and 6 touchdowns. Now he's going at early 4th round, 38th overall pick, which puts him at wide receiver 12. And you know what? I think this is exactly where you can get this guy. I think this is good value for him. Even if Justin Fields, the rookie, comes in, this guy's been a solid talent for a while now. Another reason is they franchise tagged him. He signed it 1 year, almost $18 million for this year, and he's 27 years old. He's going to want to prove himself out this year and try to get that big contract. So look for him to, at least meet, if not exceed, these numbers. Next guy I want to talk about is their tight end, Cole Kmet. Finished as tight end 41 last year, going late in drafts and tight end 22. And, frankly, I just think you could do better. I would not want to rely on him as a tight end 1, a top 12 tight end, obviously. If you want to take a flyer on him late, that's your discretion. To me, I'm going to pass on him, let somebody else handle him. And now, as far as sleepers go, there is one that is getting a lot of hype right now, and that's Darnell Mooney, wide receiver. Now, he is a small kind of a guy, 5'11", 174, quick, kind of scat back. You can see here, basically elusive, kind of reminds me of almost like a Tyreek Hill light. And he's getting a lot of hype this year. He finished wide receiver 50 last year. He's going as wide receiver 56. That's about 12th or 13th round. I wouldn't want to necessarily rely on him, but this could be the type of guy that you could kind of take late as a flyer. And if Fields comes in and starts throwing bombs to this guy, it could pay off for you. Now on the defensive side, the Bears finished as the 18th best fantasy defense last year, currently being drafted in the 14th round, 15th defense off the board. They ended up with only 35 sacks and 10 interceptions, which is relatively low, highlighted by Khalil Mack and his 9 sacks. Now, I would say avoid this defense as far as draftability in a 12-team league. Obviously, finishing 18th, even if they get to 15, there are 14 better defenses there. Now, if you're a streamer, maybe you could find a good matchup during the season. That's fine. But to spend a draft pick on this defense just does not make any sense to me. If you did enjoy this video, why not give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. Put your comments in the section below. I read every single comment and I respond to just about every single comment as well. If you want to catch up to our 31 and 31 video series, click on these links right here. Thanks for watching and supporting this channel, and as always, play like a champion.